I have no mental health issues. I'm not in any kind of, I'm in depression. I've suffered from, had things of depression before. I'm not in any kind of schizophrenia, nothing like that. So, and I do drugs. Yeah, I use drugs, but I mean, it's not paranoia. I mean, it might be some, how do I say, like maybe it's like some fear in it because it's just because it's real, dude. But like this out here, it ain't no joke, dude. Like the cops. I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm not saying that at all. There's good cops. There's some cops give them all a bad rap. It sucks, but there's definitely some injustice going on here, man. As far as cops and this drug thing. It's they got the CIs they use, the confidential informants. It's people like me, people that are in prison, just drug addicts. They're beating the case, whatever, getting off a case. They'll say whatever, and they use them, and it's almost like entrapment, dude. And the way they got there, it's not even no joke. But I'm telling you, look into it. And how they do it out here is it's just like do they break the law to enforce the law? And it makes no sense, dude. It's like we keep the prisons full. The people, I mean, well, seriously, people, the drug abuse. Everyone in prison, 95% of the people I met in prison were in there for their case revolved around drugs, because the drugs, they're on drugs or it was drugs. You know, that was mostly all it was. I mean, it was crazy, man. It's like there's an epidemic out here for real, dude. And it's I don't know. It's just like it's crazy. Like it's been crazy for me. Like the last couple of months, been really crazy, man. You know, it's just like I don't know. Like I don't want to like trip you out or make you like think I'm some kind of weirdo.
Oh no, I'm not here to judge.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you, dude. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's what I would say. You know what I mean?
Steven. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California.
Southern California, okay. And you lived out there how long?
That's about 8 or 9. Then moved out here to Parker, Arizona. My dad got transferred here for his job and grew up on the river, and I moved to Havasu Lake Havasu in like 98 and finished high school there.
And then you moved out here?
I went to prison and I paroled to Tucson in 2008.
So you went to prison because?
Well, the first time was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft of means, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft of means, and I violated probation.
So assault with a deadly weapon. So what caused Steven to partake in this thing?
It sounds worse than it was actually, but like I was at a party, and there's some there was some words we had some words, and these guys jumped me, and on the way home, we got kicked out, left that party. The guy was really cool, but he asked us to leave, you know. And on the way home, we went and did a beer run, went and partied some more. On the way home, we were going past Smith's in Havasu, and my buddy stopped to get some food, and sure enough, there was the guy's truck with his girlfriend, and I hit him with a beer ball, it was like aisle 3, whatever. I hit him with a beer ball, and that was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And how do you get caught when you do that, though? I'm sure you left. You didn't stay, right?
I tried to run out of the store, but I mean, it was like pretty much right there on blast. You know, it's like they.
Were there cops there? Or?
Yeah, the police station was like right across the street.
No way. So you just got unlucky?
Well, not unlucky. I mean, it's just ignorant. You know, it's just I just.
Was it worth it or?
No.
It wasn't worth it?
No, not at all.
When did you realize that? When you were already in there, or?
No, I mean. Well, it just wasn't worth it. We realized that when the next day when you wake up in jail, you know what I mean? It's like it wasn't worth all that, you know? It was my pride, whatever it was, it wasn't worth all that though, you know?
So detail that experience. So when you get arrested, you go to jail first.
Yeah.
And how long are you in jail for?
Depends. If you go to jail and you can't make bond, you're in jail till you fight your case.
And how long did it take for that for you?
8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So after 8 months, you have a final court hearing, and then you go to prison?
Well, after 8 months, I finally broke down and signed the deal, you know, because this is what they do is the state arrests you, the state gives you a lawyer, not nice, and then they get you to sign a deal and a plea bargain, and you know, you just hang on until you get the best you can get, you know.
How long were you in prison the first time?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. That's over 1,000 days. That's it's a long time. So your first day, can you give me a little bit about your first day?
I mean, I was on a minimum yard. It wasn't really nothing. You got more hyped up than it was. It's just like camp, like a work camp, you know. But you don't want to be a chump. You don't want to. I don't know. You kind of want to. I don't know. You just gotta just survive, you know.
When you get there, is it segregated?
Well, it was, but yeah, it was segregated.
And how old were you when you first went?
I turned 19 in the county jail, so I was 18. I got arrested. I turned 19 in the county jail.
You're a kid, man.
Yeah, I was a kid.
Wow. So when you first get there, did you? I know this is odd, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, I guess they see people that they already know that are in there. And
In the county jail.
so did you see anybody that you knew in there or no?
Yeah, I remember Mikey Housen was there. I was in with him in the county. There's a couple guys from the county that were there.
Did they recognize you?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
How long did it take for them to recognize you? The first day or a couple days?
As soon as you get on the yard, there might be people at the gate checking people coming in, so they see who's coming up, and if someone's there that recognizes you, and they get your name, and they're able to say what's up, you know, come to like to welcome you, you know.
Right. And what year was this?
99.
99?
Yeah, I graduated in 98. I went to prison like, 2 months later.
Are people doing drugs in there?
Oh yeah, there's drugs in prison, yes, for sure.
So can you detail how that happens? Do the guards help you? Do people that visit you bring them in? How do drugs go into the prison yards and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, they come in, they get in through visitation through the COs maybe.
Really?
Well, I mean, if the CO's making what? They're making what? Who knows how much I pay? I don't know, $1,000 every 2 weeks or whatever. If they get extra $500, whatever. Who knows? I mean, money talks, you know. So, I've never known COs bringing it in, but I've heard stories of it. But mostly to the visitation.
And then, what about phones?
Phones, yeah, phones are in there.
Cell phones?
Yeah, cell phones.
What do you pay someone to get a cell phone in there?
Depends. I don't know. It could be $100, $200, whatever. You can just have them brought in.
Did you use a cell phone when you were in there?
I've used cell phone in the yard.
And is it common to see that? Or
Yeah, it's common.
Really?
Yeah.
So wow, that's pretty crazy. What drugs are in there?
Heroin, spice, weed, meth.
Heroin as like in a liquid form, or is it solid?
Tar.
Really?
Yeah.
And you guys just heat it up in there?
Whatever, you slam it, snort it.
There's no way of injecting that stuff in there?
Yeah, you can make a rig.
Really?
A rig, yeah. There's plenty.
So I'm assuming drugs are very expensive in there if you could get your hands on them?
It's more expensive than I hear for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
About what's the price difference about?
Maybe so I heard a dime would be $10 in there, it'd be $50.
No.
What you got here for $10, you pay $50 in there.
Really?
Yeah. A quarter gram will cost you $100 street, so you have $100 cent street money. You get a quarter gram, which I heard would be $20, you know.
How do you get this money? Just your family sending it to you?
Family, or if you got any kind of hustle going on, you can have some money, you have money sent, whatever, you know.
Did you partake in the drug stuff?
Yeah.
What's the most popular thing in there that people like to do?
Heroin.
Heroin?
Yeah, well, spice is pretty big too, though, because they can't test for it, so it doesn't show up in a UA.
You can test for drugs in there? Why would they test you for?
Well, if they know obviously if you're a bust, or they think that if someone tells, which happens a lot, and they're gonna test you, and they're gonna pop your UA, and they're gonna jam you up.
Someone were telling you?
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that's like, yeah.
You would think that they wouldn't, though, right?
You would be surprised to know that.
And then what happens if you tell on someone?
Well, if you get caught, generally get smashed. You get smashed, but it's so common. It's like, it's like, I don't give a fuck what kind of ink you got, what people say about you. I don't give a fuck who you say you are. Matter of fact, the more you talk, the more you try to impress me or make me think some kind of impression of you, the less I trust you. Until I go through something with you, I don't know what the fuck you're about. So you can tell me this and that, you're not gonna tell you this or that. And until I go through it with you, I don't know what you're about. So until we go through it together, then I know for sure what you're about. So until then, everyone's suspect. You know what I mean?
You saw violent acts occur?
Yeah, of course. In prison, it's not. Yeah.
And is it usually between the same race or opposite races?
It depends if we're beefing, like usually like opposite races.
And how often does that happen?
Depending, it could be. Generally, they want to keep the peace. But when there's something going on, it's usually over dope. The sack runs the yard. So whoever's up the sack is calling the shots, and it's usually always comes down to someone owed money. It's always over the dope sack for sure. And but I don't know, just people that smash things. It happens, you know.
And personally, how did you like to pass the time while you were in there?
I work out, play cards. I like playing poker, working out. All I do my time, I work out, play cards, and shoot dope. That's how I do my time for the first 2 terms, and third term was different for me.
So you went 3 times total?
Yeah, 3.5 the first time, 7 the second time, and then 3.5. This is the third time.
7 years the second time.
Yeah, 7
because
years.
why?
Aggravated assault, deadly weapon, theft, and forgery, aggravated assault, deadly weapon. They gave me a year for missing court. Failure to appear in a felony is a felony, so they gave me a year for that. They gave me a deal for 6 years. I wasn't going to sign 6 years. I'm not going to just give you 6 years, and I'm not going to sign that shit. So I took it to trial, lost. I thought I had a pretty good case to fight, but I truck ass lawyer, public defender, or whatever, and I lost. So
What was the forgery for?
I forged a payroll check. I worked with this dude, this tweaker, this fucking piece of shit, for like a week. You know, I met him in the scene. My homeboy introduced him. We were tweaking together, and he had a framing company, and I went and worked with him for like a week. And dude, I left all my tool bags in the truck, one of his work trucks, and they stole all my shit, and I fucking just dirtbagged me. So when I got my paycheck from him, it was like I don't remember, it was like $108. Like I changed it to $808. You know, I changed the 1 to 8, and I got busted for that, you know. But I thought I had a pretty good story because the dude, he's a dope fiend. If I could just say, I just would say, well, he told me to change it. What I thought I had a good way to beat it, but it was bullshit. I was just fucking.
How long ago, or how long did it take for them to realize that it was forged?
I mean, it was as soon as the check came back to duty, he obviously he said he didn't do it. He didn't make a check for that amount, so. He pretty quick.
And you said again for assault with a deadly weapon.
I was a deadly weapon, yeah.
So what was that for?
With a knife, I stabbed this kid. Well, I didn't really stab, I cut him, but this okay. So this kid, Caden Steele, he owed money for dope. Anyways, my homeboy told me, hey, these $500, you get that money, it's all you. It's all right, cool. Well, he had lived in this duplex where there's a nice washer and dryer in there, like nice washer and dryer in the laundry room. I'd say, hey man, give me that washer and dryer. Take it to my sister's house and I'll squash that debt, right? Well, he got caught doing it, taking the shit. He told the cops that I told him to take it or asked him whatever. So the cops goes to my house, my sister's house, with my niece and my nephew. Kane's in the back seat of the car and asked my sister about the washer and dryer. She said, no, I got a washer and dryer. Well, she looked outside and seen Kane's in the back of the car. When I asked Keynes about it, he started to say, nah, I didn't say shit. But then I told him, why am I going to call my sister a liar? And he just turned real bad real quick, and I ended up cutting the dude.
Bad or in his stomach?
No, on his shoulder.
His shoulder?
Yeah. So first his hand, and then his shoulder. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was not bad. It wasn't like it wasn't like what fucking stabbed him. Like it looked a bit worse on paper, but he was all right.
Were you surprised they gave you? What did you say, 7 years?
Yeah, my mom was surprised. My mom's from California. She said she's seen people get less time for murder, for whatever, second-degree murder than for some that shit that I got 7 years for. And I was like, well, when they gave me 7, when he said 7 years, I was like, what the fuck? Like I seriously thought that's forever. Like the world's gonna end by then. I was like just stuck. Like what? And dude, it fucking took a minute for that shit for it to settle in, you know.
And usually if you're gonna serve 7 years, you usually get more than that, and then you serve something less, right? If you're on good behavior, how does that?
Well, it's 85%, and that's with your good time. So in Arizona's a bitch. Like they're getting you for everything they can. So you do 85% of your time. So on 10 years, you do 8.5 years, and then you do a year and a half on parole. And on parole, that's a trick bag too. I mean, unless you're gonna do good and just stay right, then you'll be all right. But if you're not, it's a case where you can have. You know what I mean?
How long did you fight that whole ordeal? Or did you go to trial or?
Yeah, I went to trial on that one.
Really?
Yeah, I went to trial on that one. I lost on the forgery.
Oh, okay.
And the aggravated assault, I knew I could beat because Cadence wasn't going to show up to court. So on that one, I could have beat. The forgery was what fucked me, but. If I could have beat the forgery, I would have been all right, you know. But they got me for forgery, and that's the rap, you know.
The first time you said you were in jail for 8 months?
The first time I was in there for about 8 or 9 months fighting my case. I mean, because you're not going to take the first deal, so you just keep postponing shit, hoping for to get a better deal. And like they're so fucking overloaded with cases that these kids sign a deal. So if they get you a good deal and get you sign it, then there's one case set off their desk. So it's like it's all about signing a plea bargain. Seriously, like not many people go to trial here, because when you go to trial, this is how they fuck you. Because if you go to trial and you lose, then they're gonna hammer you. But if they give you a deal and offer you like a deal, and like, so say they got you on something like a a case that you probably beat it if you. There's a lot of cases people think should take a trial, they don't. They just sign a deal because they're scared. Because they get scared, they get threatened with all this time. There's so much time we're going to give you. And they're in the San County jail, these jailhouse lawyers fucking talking to you, whatever, thinking they know shit. And they kind of like sweat you down. And then you're sitting in jail, you ain't got shit, it fucking sucks. And then so they kind of break weak and sign a deal. They just want to get the fuck out of there, you know? Get to a yard. I'd rather do a year in prison than 6 months in the county jail.
Really?
So if they say, all right, 6 months in the county jail or a year in prison, I'll take a year in prison. Because the county jail sucks, dude. It seriously sucks.
Wow. So the first time you were in jail, you were fighting for 8 months. What about the second time? How long were you in jail that time? Before you went to prison?
I don't actually remember. It was more than probably 6, 7 months.
Why does it take so long?
Because it takes. You go to court and then a month later you have another court date. So every court date's about a month or more apart. So and then when you postpone something, that's another month right there. If you postpone something twice, you're trying to get a better deal, you know, or you don't take the deal, or you sit on the deal and like you try and drag it out. So it's really on me. If you do a quick and speedy trial, they get you out of there in 3 months. Go through and get everything done within 3 months. They have to have you done within 3 months. So, but when you do that, then you kind of put yourself against the wall because if you don't sign the deal, and they're gonna fuck you, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to pretty much take whatever they offer you. You can't really sweat them down, you know. So it's you kind of just. If you can just sit in there and just do the time, just try and get the best deal you can get, you know. And
then you said, so you went a third time.
Yeah, third time.
And third time, it was for what?
Organized retail theft and possession of heroin.
Whoa. Okay, so the theft thing. So what happened there?
Stole a bunch of bottles of liquor from Safeway and had like 450 bottles of liquor from Safeway. And when the cop asked me what I was doing, they asked me, they said, "Were you selling this stuff to a bar?" I said, "No, I fucking say I sell for dope." And that right there, by me saying that, that was organized retail theft, which is a class 4 felony. So went from a shoplifting to a class 4 felony by my statement.
How many did you take?
It was like, I don't know, it was like $450, $450 worth of liquor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. And then you said...
Just strung out heroin, yeah, dude.
Was it a lot or just for yourself?
No, it was, it's just a come up, you know? And I might hit all that and get like, I don't know, an 8 ball, and that's a day right there, you know. It's just, dude. It's all just fucking. It's all for the sack, you know what I mean? It's all, and it's crazy, bro. Like it's just, like addiction's a bitch, you know.
Can you okay? Can we go down that path of heroin? So what did it do for you? What did you enjoy about it? Is heroin a downer, I believe?
It's a downer, yeah, opiate.
Right. So is it a body high? Is it a brain high? What does it do?
It's just a fucking numb, like in my mind out. It just numbs me, dude. You know what I mean? Like we all got shit. Life ain't fair. We all got shit we go through. Whatever. So and it's like for me to say, oh, I'm a drug addict. It's a cop out, but it's like I just like getting high. You know what I mean? It's like, do I like getting high? Honestly, no. Do I like? It's because it really was it like it's a fucking full-time job, bro. It's like the people. It really ain't. It's not fun. It sucks, you know. It's like then you got the shame. That's all the shit that comes with it. But it's like you get stuck, dude. And it's like when you're stuck, man. It's like I don't know. I think it's a lot of it's like depression, maybe, or just like it just. Well, you know, it's like it just like. It's crazy. Like for a normal person, some of the shit that I might like talk about or do is like to them that's fucking crazy. But to me, that's just not just normal shit, you know. Like. It's just what it is, you know. But like to somebody else, it might be that's insane. And really, if to a normal, healthy person, it is insane. It is insanity, period. But it's like to me, it's just like not just what it is. You're used to it, you know. So it's like you're so used to it. It's just common shit, you know.
Would you snort it, inject it? What would you do?
Smoke it, inject it, yeah. Snort it, whatever. I mean, it's whatever, dude. You know what I mean?
You were the first time you did it, inject it anyways. Were you scared to do that, man? Or?
I was actually in prison for something I shot up, and yeah, I was kind of a little scared. We don't look like a chump, you know.
Who got you into this? Yourself or somebody, man? When you first did
the homeboy, they loaded me up a shot, and I'm like, you don't want to look like a chump. They said whatever. You kind of, we don't want to look weak or something, but so you don't want to be in the car, so. That's what you're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what you're doing, you know. So doing a shot, let's do a shot.
First time, how old were you?
Maybe 19.
That's young.
20. I was 19 or 20.
Did you? I'm sure. I was gonna ask. Did you feel it?
Yeah, a little bit. It wasn't. It wasn't like fucking. Yeah, it was alright.
And then after that, you continue to do it for how long?
No. After that, when I got out of prison the first time, I started selling meth, and that right there that's a whole nother beast right there. So
How does it compare to heroin?
this is when dope was dope, when dope was good. There's no comparison. It's the shit, you know. It's like I can't. It's all that, you know. So once you do it, it's like I remember the first time I got offered speed. It's like when they say so marijuana's a gateway drug, it really is. Because I remember being smoking pot, like you're kind of scared, like this stuff is gonna hurt me, it's gonna kill me. But when you're smoking, it doesn't. You realize it's fun. You have fun. It's not what they say. It's not how they say it was. So it's like, you know, the next drug comes and you're like, all right, well, if the pot wasn't that, well, so you try that. Like when the first time I got offered speed, I was scared. I was at a car show in Spring Splash in Park, Arizona, and I was seeing all like the older kids, you know, and Omar and his old lady in the car doing a line. And I came to the car and he said, hey, you know, hey, Steve, want a line? I said, and I didn't want to look like a chump, you know, but I was like, nah, I'm kind of fucked up, I'm good, man, you know. So I, you know, and I remember being scared. And that fear that I had in me that right there that night, I wish I would have kept that, because when I first did meth, it was a wrap, dude, because the feeling you can, it's just like, dude, I don't know, and I didn't like it, you know.
The first time you felt it strong?
The first time you did meth, I did meth, yeah, fuck yeah.
And you said it was a line?
Yeah, the first time I snorted it.
So is that more common to snort it, or is that not as common as
I mean, now it's smoking. I mean, snorting. When I first started doing meth, I was snorting it, you know.
I'm very ignorant when it comes to these type of drugs.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah. So the foil. What is the foil, Steven? I see a lot of drug addicts with foil.
They're smoking heroin, or they're smoking fentanyl pills off the foil. You can smoke meth off foil, but you buy a pipe. It's crazy. You go to a fucking Chevron or a fucking liquor store in here and buy a pipe, a meth pipe, you know. So it's like, you know, fucking, and I don't like smoking meth off foil. It's like shit.
Why is a foil? Why is foil so common though?
Because that's what they smoke fentanyl and heroin off of.
Just because of the material, or?
I don't know. I guess I mean, I guess you can smoke fentanyl out of a fucking G pipe, but it's just like it's easier to smoke off foil, you know. And around here, you see everyone's got. You see motherfuckers hitting foil at the bus stop. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. It's like I mean, come on. It's fucking out of control, bro. You know, it's just.
Is there a lot of drugs on the streets right now, you think?
On the street, on here? Mm-hmm. Have you been outside?
I see my fair share, man.
All right, so then what do you think? You know, I mean, there's a gang, yeah, hell yeah, there's a group of drugs out here.
This corner right here.
Phoenix, period. I mean, there's drugs. I mean, fucking people offer you drugs. You don't even gotta ask. You know, they're offering you drugs. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot of dope.
Do you still partake every now and then?
I partake every day.
Every day? What's your drug of choice today?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl?
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you that. So fentanyl, the gentleman before me was telling me a little bit about it. So is it just because it's the new thing? Is it because it hits stronger? Or?
It's cheap. It's cheap and it's strong. You know what I mean?
It's both. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, $5 to get a pill, and if you get fucked up, you know, it's like who can't come up with $5 real quick? You know what I mean? Hustle $5. It's like it's everywhere. It's just what it is right now, you know. And the G's everywhere too. It's cheap too, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I'd rather fentanyl's better.
Is your tolerance high at this point?
I mean, it's up there.
Do you need more than one to
I mean, yeah. One pill, I'm gonna get me right. It'll you know, take care of the leaves, but it's like you want to get fucked up with 2 or 3 pills.
And you can function?
Yeah, I can function.
You can do whatever you want. You don't have to stay home. You can do
whatever I want to stay home. I can do whatever I want because I'm on the streets, bro. I do, you know, telling me shit, you know.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, and home is walk outside. That's home. So it's like whatever I want. Huh?
The drug won't slow you down. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it slows you down, but shit, you know, I mean, what you gonna do, man? You know, it's on. Slow you down as far as what? Like, to what? To grind?
Your routine day, you know, like just doing average things, going to get to the store or speaking to people, you know what I mean, or be able to function.
Right, speaking to people, like, the most you speak to people is when you know, copping some dope or, you know, you're hustling some money or something like that. That's really all you're speaking about. Like, it don't slow you down. You just kind of what you need to function, you know?
Right.
It's just what it is.
Do you think it's in the prison yards right now, the fentanyl stuff?
I'm not sure about this fentanyl. I'm sure it's been in the yard in prison, but heroin makes some more sense. You just can't really smoke fentanyl in prison. I mean, with the full on, this would be a bitch, you know. It'd be easy to get some heroin and shoot some heroin.
How close are the guards with the prisoners in prison? See?
Well, it depends. I mean, Okay, this like I'm gonna tell you like this. Like on the minimum yard, on the like the lower yards, the guards they run shit. But the higher up you go, it's the we run shit. You know what I mean? It's like if they don't want to, if the cops don't want to draw them, they do it. It's like how you say. It's like a give situation. Like you're like. It's our house, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys just see babysit, you know what I mean? Make sure we ain't killing each other, this and that. But for really, like, it's our shit. Like, it's like there's more respect on the higher yards because the cops know that there's people that are doing all day. They don't give a fuck. They'll stab them just quick as they'll stab me. You know what I mean? Really? So the cops, yeah, fuck yeah. So the cops, they act right. They act right. They talk to you right. They don't fucking little tough guy, minimum yard. You know what I mean? It's different, bro. You know, the higher you go, the more mellow it gets.
Did you see acts of violence in there?
Yeah, of course.
Was your third one the hardest one out of all of them?
No.
Which one was
third term?
The hardest time?
Probably second term.
The second term?
Yeah.
You said the last one was about 3 years too, right?
It was 36 months.
And
it wasn't shit. I went to fucking now they got IHP, so it's integrated housing. So it's like it used to be where they just put me with my own people, like white boys are white boys, blacks are blacks. So it's like they segregated us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then you sit with your own race and your child. Like it's everything's you're with your own people. You know, you don't break bread with them off brands. You don't none of that shit. I mean, you can break bread with the Mexicans or whatever, but like now with IHP, it's there's no. They're trying to pull the power out of the gangs, you know what I mean? So, but now it's gonna be more little cliques, like from your neighborhood you're from, you click with the homeboys, and it's like gonna be more like that. So I think it's more alive now than when it was, you know.
Is there still people that you know that are in there?
Yeah.
They were doing life sentences possibly, or no? Really?
Yeah, I'm like, doing life.
So if you were to get in trouble again, is that where you're headed?
Oh, you're trying to say? What you trying to say? Well, you know, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go back, but I mean, there's no more probation or nothing like that.
Are you on probation right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I got off probation 5 months ago.
So if you were to get in trouble, you wouldn't do a lot of time then?
Depends on what I got in trouble for.
Right. Because I understand if you're.
Dude, Arizona ain't no joke. Arizona will break you the fuck off. Like it's This state don't play, and they're in prison out here. And I'm not saying that it's their fault, but it ain't about rehabilitating you. It ain't, dude. Now, if you want to go to prison and you want to get rehabilitated, yeah, you can do all that shit. You can go in there and murder yourself. They ain't gonna force you to do the shit. They're gonna pull all these classes they got on paper. These things on your schedule just to make it to make it look good. And things they gotta have just to say that they're doing. But it ain't rehabilitating you, bro. You go in there and it's all you do. I'm telling you right now. You can go in prison. Sit back, shoot dope, work out and play cards and just fuck off the whole time. Or you can go in there and you can just get right. Stay away from the dope aside, work out, get healthy, get in the Bible, get into something, get into school, whatever you know. Just better yourself, it's on you. You know what I mean? They're not gonna force you to do it, but there's avenues to take to where you can do it. So it's on you, man. It's like what do you want to do? You want to just be a knucklehead, be a knucklehead. You want to get right.
Did you get anything positive out of your experiences in there? Did you change as a person or something? You know what I mean?
My third time, yeah. My first time, nah. I mean, it wasn't really shit. I mean, I went to prison. It wasn't shit. I went there. It was quick. I just got worked. I got healthy. Working out and shit. And worked on the fires on the fire crew. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But the second time, we just straight knucklehead. Because 7 years, you figure, fuck 7 years. To me, it's like it's whatever. And you want to have the best time you can. So in order to do that, you got to be just fall with the rest of the motherfuckers and. Be a part of what's going on. So when you get to have access to the fun, you gotta put yourself out there. So
you were telling me about you got T-boned by a cop car.
Yeah, August 16, 2009.
So what happens with that when that took?
Oh, I was okay. Last thing I remember was I was playing with my dog on the stairs in front of our apartment, and Julie, my ex, someone called her and said, "Hey, come pick your friend." What was her name? It wasn't Kirsten. It was another girl, one of her friends. She worked from the bar at Bridges' bar on the corner. She's up there being dumbass. So they wanted Julie to come pick her up. She's up there, whatever. So Julie said, "Hey, let's go pick up Kirsten with our homegirl. We'll get some food and this and that." So all right, cool. So I said, my little brother, I said, "Nathan, come on, we'll get some food. We'll get some Robertos and we'll go pick up and we'll come back." And Nathan, I want to go. So I wasn't taking my dog with me, but I left Kane and Nathan, and me and Julia went. And I was on my phone. My ex had texted me. It wasn't nothing, crazy. And Julia was kind of, I don't know, a little whatever. She was butthurt about the text, and she fucking didn't see the stop sign or whatever. She blew the stop sign. Next thing we got hit by a cop car. The cop hit us, full on T-bone us. He was going 11 miles over the speed limit. It was a 35 or 45. He was going 50. He was going 11 miles over the speed limit, and he hit us. And he was on his computer, so he didn't even really see us till the last minute. So
how did you know he was on his computer?
He was honest. He was honest. That's one thing he was, and he was. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have the data recorded in the vehicle, anyways. But he was on his computer, and he's speeding around town looking for. He asked what he was doing. He said he was driving around looking for people to pull over. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and T-boned us, man. I remember, like, I saw, because there was a wall on this side going like down the driveway. We're driving around the Saratoga Ridge, and Julia, she couldn't see the headlights. So I saw the headlights first, and I remember throwing my hands up, like, stop, and fucking, that's the last thing I remember, you know? Next thing I woke up in the hospital a month and a half later. I was on life support for 2 weeks. I was in a coma for a month. Woke up, couldn't walk, couldn't talk. Left side of my body was paralyzed. I had a TBI, broken neck. I actually died I was dead. They revived me at the scene. I'm in the hospital. I died again. This is straight from the paramedics. Like, it's great. I died again. They put me on life support. I was on life support for 2 weeks. They called my dad and told him, hey, you need to come up here right now. You're in a car accident. I was gonna make it. But that shit, he said there's so many tubes coming out of me. And they weren't too. They're not gonna get his hopes up, you know. So I don't know. They didn't expect me to make it, and so I know. But God had a different.
So did you have to go to court for that or something? Or?
What do you mean you have to go to court?
So
there was a settlement. There was some.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, they got this thing in Arizona called comparative fault. So even though Julia was at fault, okay, because honestly, if she wouldn't have did what she did, the cop would have hit us. So she's at fault, but the cop was at fault too because he's on his computer. Which for them to be on their computer while driving, it's like you texting and driving, you can't do that, right? You can't text and drive, so you definitely can't text and speed, right? So cops on the computer, which for their protocol is going to be completely stopped, or have the lights on, sirens on, or be completely stopped on the computer. So he was driving, no lights on, wasn't on a call, so he was, kind of in the wrong. So plus he's speeding, so there was a settlement.
Wow, when was this?
It took about 4 years after the accident. It was in about 2013, I think. We went to court. There's a settlement hearing, and we settled it right there.
Were you unconscious when it happened?
Yeah, I was in a coma for a month, 4 weeks.
How many people were in the car?
Me and Julia, just me and her. She had a broken rib laceration on her head, broken rib, punctured lung, laceration on her head. And as you'd be surprised, you look at the car, you think, fuck, it's crazy. She survived. She had her seatbelt on, I didn't have my seatbelt on. But it was crazy.
When they T-boned you, did it hit right the middle of the car?
It hit right in the front on the driver's side fender.
Oh, okay.
And he pushed our car like I'd say a good 50 yards up over the curb on the embankment. It was crazy, dude.
Did you have any chance to brace yourself?
No, hell no. I mean, like I said, the last thing I remember was throwing my ass at fucking saying stop because I seen the headlights. But he's in this Tahoe, that big ass front end thing on the big old grill, the big old like that. It's like my lawyer said that's a deadly weapon. It's really serious. He is. So he's in that big old thing on it. It's like for ramming shit. And he hit our car, little Nissan Altima. He was going 46 and 35. He was going 11 miles over the speed limit.
So you think maybe if the grill wasn't there, it wouldn't have as big as an impact, or you think it was still gonna hit you guys hard?
If he was gonna hit us hard, I mean, if that big ass bumper thing that I don't know, you see those Tahoes they drive around that has a big bumper grill thing on the front.
Yeah.
So that thing, it's big. It's pretty.
Wow,
solid.
that's crazy, man. So you've been through some stuff, man. So these days, what do you think? It's part of the solution to these people around here, Steven. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's heavy influence. I don't know if it's, I don't know if I asked you, but did you have both your parents in your life?
My parents got divorced when I was about 5 years old. My parents were split. My son come from separated from a broken family.
So did that have any type of effect?
You know what? Yes, it does. Yeah, we have. how I say it does, and their statistics prove it. It's kids come from separated from a broken family, they're more likely to suffer from addiction and things like that, things you go through, and so yeah, it has a little bit, yeah, but it sucked, you know, having mom and dad and like, you know, wanting to be it's just great. It's just great having some. My first one was a bitch. Had this lady in my life, this, you know, just completely. She was sick, first of all. So, and for her to be the way she was is, and just mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. So the way she was, Nancy was sick. She was like, I could take shit, but when she do, I see what she like. She did Jennifer, my little sister. That would piss me off. So it was fucked up, you know. And what fucked me up too is like my dad. My dad ain't stupid, you know. I'm thinking, how does he not see this shit? Like fucking, she's Bob and Brandy, her kids. They don't have. She treats them completely different, and she was so fake, bro. Like when there was people around, she's like the perfect model. She whatever. She's just she's a piece of shit. But I don't know, like I used to for a long time, I was blaming my dad, like, how did you see this shit? Like, how did that shit happen? You know, my dad, when I got to prison the first time, my dad, one of the first thing he said to me is, I'm sorry, Stephen, for Nancy. And when he said that, that's all I had to say. I knew what he meant, you know. When he said that, I knew what he meant, because he knew it fucked himself, you know. But it's just, life ain't fair. So, things happen, we go through shit, but it's, I don't know. There's things that, I mean, if Nancy would have been in my life and Nathan would be in my life, my brother, that's her and my dad's son, they had a kid, and my brother Nathan, I love Nathan. I would put up all that shit again for Nathan. So it's like, yeah, it's all right. You know, it's like, and everything happens for a reason. So it's cool. And Nancy, she taught me some good things, so I can't say she was all bad, but I mean, yeah, my mom, she struggled with addiction. She's alcoholic, you know. So and she's in a kind of a knucklehead, so. She was always down in my life, and I never understood. You know, I always thought, like, how come I always, like, I love my mom, you know. So she whatever she can do no wrong, it is what it is. I love my mom, period. So, and that's just what it is. But I would always like think like how come she can't be normal? How come we just can't be normal, you know? And it was just, yeah, it would fuck with me. And like, when you're a kid, you don't understand these things, and you know you don't really have a way to how do you say it, like. I don't know how to say it. Like, I didn't have any
closure.
No, any way to like like let shit out. You know what I mean? So it's like, so instead of what I want, I just we deal with shit in another kind of way. So I just like mash it, and I started partying and fitting in with the kids. And so when I started doing smoking pot, that was cool as a thing to do. And it's like I just smoke bud and just fuck around. It's like, well, that's all I did, and it's like just like that's what it was, you know. Now I would have time to think about all that shit, you know. So just, I don't know, drugs. I guess you could say that it's just a way to. It's like a way to, like a Band-Aid, you know. It's like a way to just numb shit, you know. And it's crazy because like when I got sober in prison my first time, I didn't see no bullshit. I'd never been sober for longer than a couple months since I started smoking pot when I was a kid, 11 years old, right? But in prison, my third time, I was done. I got clean. I was clean for like, I don't know, 3 years, and I felt great. You know, there'd be days I'd be like, what the fuck was I thinking? So when I was clean, I was getting close to God. Got close. I found God is what I did, started wanting to change my life when I started like just like really like, I don't know, doing things differently, you know. Like I stopped hanging around with I stopped being who I was, like what I don't know, it's crazy. Like I just changed everything, or God changed everything, I should say. I guess I didn't do anything. All I did was I just trusted. I just got into the Word and just like tried to be obedient, you know, and just tried. And God, you know, he slowly but surely started to these down in my heart, like my desire to do drugs. Like it ain't no joke. Like the desire, it's like compulsion. It'd be like my life revolved around the sack, drugs. My life it's all about the dope sack. How we get drugs? That's what it was. That was like just what it was, you know. It's just running amok. We get high and hit the licks. That's all it was. And it's like that's just all I knew. That was normal to me, you know, like getting high and just fucking doing whatever. And then when God took that out of my heart, like I started thinking, how was I ever like living like that? Like what was I thinking? Like I would think that's fucking crazy. Like how was I ever doing that? Like it was to me when I was clear-headed, I look back on that shit like, what was I thinking? You know, it's like, and then for me to fall back into it, get back and start using it again, it's like, what the fuck, dude? And it's like, I don't know, it doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I'm still like struggling with that right now. It's like, what am I, like, what the fuck can happen? You know, like, I was doing so good, I felt good, and it's like, why did I start using? It's like, what I got broke weak? I don't know what it is, dude. It don't make no sense, dude. It really don't make no sense. People say, well, just stop. It's like, well, fucking, yeah, it sounds easy, but, you know, it's just like, well, why, you know?
Yeah. Do you still have what's your relationship with your biological father today?
My dad's cool. My dad's my rock, man. It's like, what's cool today is like I can be honest with my dad about whatever. I just is what it is. Because he can't ground me. He can't take my birthday away. He can't do what's he gonna do. I don't like to disappoint my dad, but I'm not gonna lie to my dad, and that makes it even worse, you know. So. And when I was growing up, I used to lie all the time because I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to disappoint my dad, so I'd lie. And then when I get caught for the lie, it always was worse. And I remember dad telling me I hate liars, and I remember how he hated lying, you know. And like when people lie to me, I don't like it either. So it's like you feel like they think you're some kind of like you're dumb or you're lame or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of it pisses you off. So it's like now I don't have to lie to my dad. And even though if I know it's gonna suck, telling him it's like fuck it, you know, it's what it is, man. But really though, you know, sorry dad, just, you know, I don't gotta lie no more. So I don't know, it's easier, I guess. We got a good relationship now.
And your mother?
My mom, I love my mom. When I talk to her, we don't talk often. I mean, we do. When we do, it's like whatever. It's just fake, dude. But it's just she's just fucked up, you know.
Do you wish you had a better relationship with your mother?
Do I wish? I don't know. I mean, I wish my mom wasn't so hard on herself, you know, because I love her, period. No matter all the shit all the shit that's happened, whatever, I still love her. It is what it is. I love my mom, period. She's so hard on herself, and she fucking trips on it more than we do, you know. It's like she does whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't. It's like, I love you, mom, period. It's like, I just want you to be okay, you know. It's like, I don't care about any of that shit. You gotta say sorry. You don't gotta, you know, there's nothing you can do. It ain't nothing you do can change nothing. So just, you know, just make the best of what it is. And so I love her. So I just, like I say, it's kind of like I'm numb with her, you know. Like it's hard to say it like that, but it's like if I don't really know her, you know. I know my mom. It's like what I know. I don't really know my mom. I just know. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucked up. But
you said she struggled with addiction too at one point.
She struggled with alcohol and drugs since from forever. You know, I remember when I was a kid, she'd be fucked up, drunk. My mom was a straight beast. So I see her, she fuck up my step. Tim's a big dude. And I see my mom, she get drunk, she get mean, you know, and she gets completely changed on alcohol. It's like, and she drinks, she's fucking nasty. But she'd be drunk, she'd be talking to me. She'll, Steven, it's in you. She'd be telling me, oh, it's in your genes, Steven. Like the alcohol, whatever. It's like, fuck, okay, whatever. But like, doesn't mean I'm gonna be, you know. It's like, I'll maybe like, what the fuck? Because you tell me I'm gonna be like that, you know. It's like, I mean, I'll drink whatever, but it's like, it's not really my thing. I'd rather get high, you know. But it's like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, whatever. It's addiction, period. So, and I'm not saying it's her fault or it's hereditary. I don't know all that shit. I know that I was in community college. I was actually studying for chemical dependency, and I know that addiction is hereditary stuff in it as far as being passed down, alcoholism, all that stuff, but genes, whatever. But I mean, I know that it is a disease, addiction. I mean, people can say whatever they want to say it, but and I know personally from going through it that it's like there's been times, dude. It's like, well, I don't really got a choice. It's just what it is. What it is. It's like it's just the beast. It's like a demon, dude. It's no joke. It's like it's addiction. It's no joke. It's like, and people say what they want to say, but it's like, I don't know. It's fucked up. It's like it's like a cancer, bro. It's like it's in me. I don't know. It's like I completely stay away from drugs. Period. Because once I dabble, it's like an allergy, you know. It's like next thing you know, it's full blown and it's just out of control, you know. And that's where I can't stop.
If you had any advice for your older self or your younger self, excuse me, that you think maybe would benefit you if you don't regret anything, what would you tell yourself?
If I don't regret anything,
Yeah.
But see, I do. I mean, do I regret things? Yeah, I regret things.
What are a couple of regrets without thinking of overthinking it? The first things that come to your mind, what do you regret in your life?
Not, I'm not listening to things my dad used to, if I listen to a quarter of the shit my dad told me, like the common sense, the shit, what do you call it? Like, he had been through it himself, so he knew. So he's trying to save me, sparing me the trouble. And by telling, if I just listen to half the shit my dad told me, instead of just like, oh yeah, whatever, dad, and like letting it go, and like not listening, like taking it to heart, I'd be all right, you know. Like if I was half the amount my dad is, I'd be all right, you know. So I could just, like, I always had a good example in my life. My dad, he's always been responsible, working, honest, you know. Like, I don't really have no excuse to be out here fucking up, you know what I mean? Like, I don't come from a fucked up family, like, not from the hood and like that, you know? Like, I had every chance, every opportunity to where my choices got me where I'm at, you know what I mean? And they're my choices. I made those choices, no one made me make those choices, no one...
You take responsibility for what you did. You don't blame your parents, nobody.
When I was a kid watching, like, Scarface and all that shit, I wanted to say, oh, that's how I want to be like that, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's kind of fucked up the way kids are growing up now. These rapper, whatever the shit they look up to now is like, it's just a fucked up, the mentality's fucked up, you know, like the cops are bad, the cops are the enemy, the cops aren't the enemy, okay? Who the fuck gonna call, who's going to call if something's happening to your family? The cops, right? The cops aren't, they're not out to fuck you. If you're not doing anything wrong, they're not gonna fuck with you. So, but when you're doing something wrong, they're gonna do their job. Now, if you, then they are your enemy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they're not, every cop's out to fuck you. I'm not saying every cop's a good cop. But I'm just saying they're not all out there just to fuck you, you know. But I mean, if you give them a reason, you know, they're gonna fucking, you know, if you gotta come, you gotta come. And if you know, and sometimes it ain't really fair, but it just is what it is, you know.
If you could give advice to the kids who want to try stuff like fentanyl, these
fucking
drugs,
just stay the fuck away from that, please, dude. You know, don't not fucking miss out on that shit. It ain't making you cool. And you know, they be on the streets and out here, you ain't being, you know, I'm no baller, ain't this and that. It ain't none of that shit. All that shit is just that rap shit. It's a bunch of fucking trash. It ain't how it is. You know, I mean, you start with the. It sounds good, you know, but it's not what it is. 99.9% of them motherfuckers ain't doing that shit, ain't done that shit. They're just talking that shit, and they don't know. It's just, buckle up. If you want to make them, you want to get in that life, just know what comes with it, you know.
Your teens were in the 90s, right? When you were...
I was in the 90s.
So was music heavily influenced in your life?
I mean, yeah, it was. There was some like gangster started to come around, like, but I wasn't really into rap. I liked more like just like alternative. My dad was always a shit, you know.
And I'm sure they had to partake in drugs too, right? And bands.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I don't think they're.
I grew up around pot. Like, to me, pot wasn't nothing. I mean, my parents smoked pot. It was always around. Like, it was just what it was. So smoking pot wasn't shit. You know, it wasn't a big deal. But like, I don't know. It's like when I meet people, this is what's weird. I meet kids that they tell me, "Oh, I never smoked pot." That when I meet someone that say they never smoked pot or do drugs, like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, right. I thought they were lying. Like, yeah, right. Like, I thought that was weird. But like, seriously, I was like, that's weird. But like, honestly, I wish I was that person. And like to say, oh, I never did drugs. Now when I meet people, someone says that, I'm like, damn, man, I respect that, because it's like, I mean, dude.
So you disagree with that argument? You brought it up earlier that marijuana isn't a gateway drug.
No, it is a gateway drug for sure. Yeah, I mean, when I smoked pot, my brother got me high when I was young. I was young. I remember the first time. I remember I first started smoking pot. Like, I mean, I was getting the weed, smoking pot. It was you're kind of like a little scared, like a little intimidated, and then you do it. It's like you have fun. It's like, oh, that ain't what the hell they say it's gonna be. It's not gonna hurt me. It was fun, you know. So then when the meth came around, fuck, I'm not kidding. When I remember being offered me that, I was scared. The feeling in my stomach, I was like, that shit'll kill me. I remember having that feeling, like thinking, fuck, dude. I was scared, and but I didn't want to look like whatever. But then when I did the meth, it's like, dude, then it's a wrap, you know. It's like fucking just. All I can say is just stay away from drugs, dude. You know, it's like pot now. It's illegal, whatever. I'm not saying pot's bad, but it's just like the other shit, man. It's like, I don't know, bro. It's like if you got any kind of, I don't know. It's a bitch, you know.
Do you have kids, Steven?
I don't.
You know? Oh, okay. Well, Steven, you have given, I feel, a great fraction of your life. Yeah, I guess the last thing I was going to ask you is, Where do you see yourself in the near future? Is there a goal you have, something that you want to change about yourself, or is there something optimistic that you're looking forward to, or you don't have kids, so do you want kids, or you?
Yeah, I want kids. I want. Yeah. Okay. My first one, abortion. I had a say in that. Is I had a choice in that. But the second one, I didn't have a choice, and she did it. She did it without. She still ain't cop to it, but she ain't. She can say whatever she wants. I know what she did, but it's for the better, because I didn't love Jacqueline. If we had that kid, I wouldn't have been that. I've been in prison. I want to fucking have a kid and being part of his life. I don't want to be some deadbeat dad. Fucking, I just don't want to do that. I always told myself when I was a kid, I don't want my kids to be I don't want my kids to go through a divorce. I remember being a kid, telling myself I never want my kids to do this shit. No matter what it is, I'll stick it out until they're old enough to understand, because I just don't want them to feel like I remember being a kid, I'd be like be in dad's house, and I wanted them, I just wanted to be the mom, like just like having that like in my head, like it just sucked, like that how you say it, that what if, it's just like fucking I don't want to put my kids through that shit. So it is what it is. I mean, if I'm not, when and if I do have kids, it's gonna be with the woman I love, and I'm not gonna put them in a situation in a situation like that, through divorce or broken home like that. I don't want to be fucking with the drugs or have no kind of shit going on in my life. I want to be healthy. I got to be healthy to be healthy in someone's life. So if I'm not healthy, I'm gonna be shit no one else. You know what I mean? So if I'm living right now, I'm in no position whatsoever to want to have kids, this and that, none of that shit. But it's like, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What's a lesson that you've learned that always repeats constantly in your life that you feel like comes back to you and has helped you grow as a man?
A lesson I've learned. Shit, what's really I really don't learn from my mistakes, because I keep making the same mistakes. That's really I learned a lesson. Well, okay, the lesson I learned to be like, be more in your game, don't slip up, because you get caught up and you be fucked. And Arizona ain't playing, they're gonna break you off, it's like it ain't the state's a bitch,
And if
prisons out here, it's crazy. It's like human warehouse, and they got so many motherfuckers locked up. They're overcrowded. They're sending motherfuckers out of state to keep them locked up. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, they send them?
Well, yeah, they got private prisons, so they're sending people out of state to keep. What the fuck is that, dude? Well, it's like, it's just, I don't know, like. That's the story right there for you too. Looking into the prisons out here, and the recidivism rate for the chance that someone gets incarcerated going back to prison is like in the 90s. The chance of that person going back again is in the 90s. That's crazy. So they're not getting rehabilitated. They're just going there. They go in there and fucking fuck off, or it's a joke, dude. It's broken. Our system is broken, dude. Straight up.
What do you think is something that you think that could help these people in the, especially in this area, you know what I mean, that can get out of this funk, because like how we were discussing, the influence on drugs is tremendous right now.
It's crazy,
and it seems like it's growing. Like it's
growing.
Not slowing down at all.
It's not. It's getting worse and worse, and it's like dude, it's fucking crazy. But it's like people, look, this is crazy. They should look at the world that's going on, and people are surprised. But it's gonna get worse. I mean, the Bible says so. I don't know, so I'm not trying to be like whatever, but the Bible talks about like lawlessness will abound, like in the last days, like people be disobedient, like lovers of money, proud, boastful. Like you look at people now, it's like they're all about money. It's all about fucking look at me, look what I got. It's like they're just proud, boastful. It ain't no love, you know what I mean? It's just like it's selfish, It's out on the street. These streets ain't no joke. It's a lot of, it's grimy, dude. Ain't no love out here. You know what I mean? So it's like, it is what it is.
All right, Steven. Well, I appreciate you taking your time and discussing this a good part of your life. I feel like a lot of people can learn from this, and I feel like we all take something from each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
true.
we dwell on it, whether it's with other people or internally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you even. If you haven't noticed, you enlighten me too. You know what I mean? I learn from other people too. You want to learn from other people's mistakes and their benefit, whatever they benefit from life. You know what I mean? And I hope I'm pretty sure others will too. You know what I mean?
I hope so, man.
Steven, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.